This is Starforged, Tabula Rasa, written and performed by Redstone Archender. Based on the game by Shawn Tomkin. Previously on Starforged, Tabula Rasa. A man awakes to find himself trapped in a bed pod with an alien in his neck and brain. It's certain death to remove it. He's broken out by his psychedelically colored feline crewmate and now captain, Evelyn. Going through his own belongings, he finds out his name is Janya, and he is a bounty hunter. Janya makes his way to the Delphi Reach to meet Ulan Finn, an expert in the mysterious alien race that seeded the Forge with life. They are known as the Essentia. Ulan explains that Janya has tangled himself up with the notorious family ruling the pirate clan Valenus. He was hired to retrieve this alien creature embedded in him for Quinn, the youngest of his family, even though it cost the life of his eldest brother Logan, the right-hand man of the new clan leader Marcia Valenus. But everyone calls her Blade. Just as Janya learns all of this, 5 ships, headed by Quinn himself, enter the Delphi Reach, and Janya decides to make a break for it. Hello, you are listening to the actual play edition. Alrighty, Session 5. When we last left off, their 5 ships had just jumped in to the system, and Janya was making a run for it because he's realized that he has this creature in his neck that Quinn, his former employer, wants and was willing to kill his brother for, so he's definitely willing to kill him. And he's got 5 ships, so he's going to make a run for it. And this is a great time and an opportunity to introduce something from Ironsworn, the base game, a scene challenge. So I'll go over what that is really quick. Basically, you give the challenge a rank, just like you do many things, but in addition, you also have the countdown track. And the countdown track is where you record your failures. And so you only get 4, and the idea is that if you get 4 failures, you must immediately attempt a progress roll, regardless of how many checkboxes you have in your progress track, so it can really screw you over. And it sounds like the perfect thing to track a chase scene. In here, in order to mark progress, you do things like face danger or secure an advantage. So that's what we're going to use now for this race. So I set up the progress track, that's 10 boxes. I've got the countdown track. And then I'm going to set this as dangerous, just because. Okay, so we have Janya. He jumps into the pilot's seat. He's going to take off. He knows Ulan looks like he's trying to get out of there, but Janya he's afraid for his life. He's going to do this. So we start off with a face danger roll. He's piloting this. We're going to have to use edge for this because he's kind of panicked. So that's going to be a face danger +1. Rolled a 3 on the action die, so that's a 4 total. Versus a 7 and a 10. So that's a fail. We immediately fail. I'm going to say, for some weird reason, Janya, the control mechanism for like steering the ship, for guiding the navigation, that is intuitive to him. Turning on the ship turns out to not be something that's intuitive, and he's just blank. And so I'm marking the first box on the countdown track, so we're off to a terrible start. So yeah, Janya cannot even remember how to get this thing going. So Janya turns to Ulan and, hey man, do you know how to turn the ship on though? Just to make it nice, we'll give Ulan a likely that he knows how to operate a ship. Oh, that is an 11. That is a no. Ulan has no clue how to turn on this ship. I'm going to say with an 11 because it's a match just for fun. Ulan does not pilot ships ever. He has an aversion to the idea of flying a ship. I'm going to say he actually has a fear of it. So he's going to yell out, Evelyn, can you turn on the ship, please? So we're going to do a face danger for this. So he's calling out for her. So I'm going to say that's a heart roll. That is a roll of a 5 +1 versus a 5 and an 8. So we got a weak hit. So I'm going to say in jumps in Evelyn. Where the hell did she come from? Evelyn seems to appear from nowhere. And she jumps on the controls. She starts the engines, but it's a weak hit. So what happens? Janya, unfortunately, again, well-versed with the navigation, but not other parts of the ship, pulls out and has failed to recognize that the spidery-like legs of the landing gear are still attached to the station. And when you pull away at speed, it is unlikely that the station is going to give way, so Janya does damage to the landing gear and incurs 1 point of damage to the ship itself. That's going to be the counter that happens. So I'm looking at the move Withstand Damage. When your vehicle faces a damaging situation or environment, suffer -1 integrity for minor damage, -2 for serious, -3 for major. This could be minor damage. It's just, it's a dangerous thing. So if your integrity is 0, lose momentum. I'm at just 1 down. And then I roll plus integrity. And that is a weak hit, which means I can spend momentum to not lose the damage. I'm going to keep the damage and keep the momentum. I think I need that. Okay, so now I think Janya's, now that he's off the station, he is going to start being a little more tactical. He is looking for a way to lose them. He is using his wits to face danger, to maneuver the ship some way that to try to... Oh, does this Jovian world have a ring around it? 50-50. That is a 77. Heck yeah. This thing has ring. I'm thinking, initially I was thinking very like Jupiter. Jupiter has a very small ring, while Saturn, yeah. Let's go like big Saturn ring, which to be honest is mainly like sand out there, but, you know, going at speeds that could tear up a ship, so maybe... Yeah, so he's headed for that. So that is a 3 on the roll, plus a 3 wits, versus a 2 and a 7. I'm going to say Janya takes a -1 spirit. He's getting stressed out over this. This is freaking him out. I'm dropping his spirit down to 4. I'm going to endure stress. Oh, and that's a 1 plus the 4. But it's versus a 5 and a 7. So I failed that. It's worse than I thought. He is freaking out over this. It actually is down to 3 spirit. He's got to face danger. He's still trying to navigate out of this. I've got to mark progress for each of these weak hits. So I get 2 checkboxes filled completely for each weak hit or strong hit. When rolling face danger in the scene challenge, 2 weak hits, so I'm at 4 boxes. We're doing a face danger again. This time, again, wits, where I mean, he's thinking to himself, it's only my 2nd day alive that I can recall. I don't want to die today. He's like, I gotta find, so he's darting, weaving, using more and more of the giant rings as a shield, and he's darting through it. And that is a 5 plus 3 is an 8 versus a 1 and a 5. So that's a strong hit. Gain some momentum. Heck yeah, so we're up to plus 6. So we're 6 filled boxes. So Janya takes a deep breath. He lets himself panic for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he whips the ship around and starts flying straight at the clan ships, making them kind of start scattering because he's coming right at them. And I'm going to say like he's going to take an attack to try to disable some of them. He's not trying to kill them, but he is trying to like make them flee more. So he's just trying to get away from them, and so this might disable some. So that attack, that's got to be plus edge. So that's a 4 plus a 1 versus a 2 and a 1, though that is a strong hit. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to actually say that he does damage to them, so that's actually going to mark twice on the progress track, which actually fills it up all the way to 10. So I'm going to say, like, yeah, him flipping around, choosing to attack them, takes them completely off guard, and he disables their ships, so that with that strong hit, we're at momentum is plus 7. Janya is looking at Ulan. He's like, hey man, okay, so I took out the ships, but I think maybe sticking around here might be a bad idea. You got any ideas? On like what I should do, what we should do? And I think at this point, this is when we're going to bring in something else we know about the sector, which is that there is a station way out on the edge of space here in this system, far away from the passage that actually leads here. It actually has some sort of field around it that actually won't allow E-drives to run, because this station is run by an AI. AIs that are normally disrupted by the E-drive energies and the passageway, the drifts, and Ulan responds, well, actually it sounds as if you need an auger. What do I need a post hole digger for? No, oh, how droll. No, you've confused. See, they are, homophones. Hey, man, I don't have any problem with whoever wants. Dude, I'm super confused on what you're talking about. No, I'm sorry. An augur is a seer, is someone who can predict the future, and that sounds what you need. And I know of such one. If you want, there is a space station just on the edge of this sector. It is called Scirocoo, and it's where we need to go. Unfortunately, you cannot use the E-drive to get there. You must slingshot around the planet. Or is it the star? I don't know. I do not know how to pilot a ship. I have nothing to do with piloting a ship. It's just, you live on a station, you hear about people going to the other station, and yes. So Janya is going to set course towards the station. Set course is a move. That's going to be... So the adds are my wits, but I also have a +2 from the asset. Ooh, that is a 6 plus a 5, so that's an 11, which beats the 6 and the 10. So that's a strong hit. My momentum is going up to 8 now. I think, yeah. That's what I've got. So Janya plots a course towards the station, and he makes it there successfully, shooting through. As they head towards the station, they see multiple layers of defense. This place is heavily fortified. But the station itself is beautiful. It is a wonderful melding of both form and function. It occurs to Janya only later that many of the forms he saw were actually weaponry disguised as art. This time, Janya remembers to look for the blinking light to see that he's being hailed. Goes through all the regular landing procedures just fine this time. But before they land, Ulan clears his throat in a manner that suggests that he wants Janya's attention. I need to warn you about the situation before we land. I don't want you to be alarmed by what you will see, but you will notice that, and it will be required of us, that we must wear... How do I put it? We have to wear these control collars. I'm sorry, what? Yes, control collars. They basically... You know what, I have to rewind a little bit here. So basically, there is an AI that is running the station, called the Augur, and it is able to see... basically, its predictive algorithms are rather advanced and kind of able to see the future. And one of its directives was to maximize the production of the products that they produce, which are... Well, it's not weaponry per se, it's ways to pacify a public. And at one point, there was a number of people that were lower class workers, and they were put in these collars, but the workers would sometimes, some of them would disable the collars, and they'd keep trying to make these uprisings, till one time the AI actually decided that it would be best if it actually helped the workers, and the compromise is everyone now wears the collars, and the AI is actually fully in charge instead of the previous management, so to speak. It's rather forceful egalitarianism, but it has worked out for the most part. The children of the former rich were, well, educated with the rest of them, and everyone's quality of life, except for a few, went up dramatically, as their products are quite profitable, and the fact that they wear them themselves somehow assures many, lends an air of moral authority if one's already willing to subject themselves to this, in order to sell this and make a profit. Subjugate other people a little bit. Because not everyone else has an AI that is massively controlling the population to be fairly, strictly egalitarian.
That sounds a little freaking crazy. But you're telling me that the AI sees the future? Well, seeing the future is a little... I mean, it's a predictive algorithm. I don't know. It's rather an interesting being, to be honest. I don't know about you. I believe in AI rights. I mean, they seem to be, well, more sapient than us. I mean, when sapient means wise. You saw the station from... Yeah, oh yeah, this place is gorgeous. Yeah, the amount of wealth here to actually be split among these people, that sounds amazing. Yes. Oh, and you understand that they're free to leave at any time. Like now, the collars, everyone has to wear a collar in the station, but you can live and work and you can leave at any time. Oh, well if they're just free to, yeah. Weird, right? Yeah, okay, ooh, weird. But why did it wait so long? I mean, how long had this place been here before it happened? You should hold your questions and ask Augur directly. I think that would be more than fair. I shouldn't speak for them. I find them to be rather enjoyable beings, so and you're about to meet them. So that's just who I'm bringing you to meet. Don't want to give too much away. Hope you like them. So since Janya is going to try to make a connection with the AI character, I'm just going to roll that now and see what the roll is and then role play out what happens. And that is a plus heart roll, so that's 1 plus a 5 on the action die, and a 1 and a 4 as a challenge die, so that's a strong hit. Heck yeah. I think with that, Janya is going to try to gather some information about... he's going to try to dig for some information because he doesn't know much. And let's see what the AI has to tell him. He's going to use his wits to try to, maneuver himself. Well, I guess we're going to have to figure that out. I'm going to have to roleplay that. And so that's going to be 3 plus the 1. And the roll... Oh, that's a 6. 6 plus 3 plus 1, that's a 10 versus a 1 and a 3. Man, that is a strong hit. Cool. So Janya docks at the station and decides that before he gets out of the ship, he's actually going to he's going to try to communicate with the station, the AI directly. Hello, am I speaking to the station AI? Yes, this is the station AI. So here's the thing. I understand you want me to put on one of these collars. I'm willing to do that. But I want you to understand, I understand that it's capable of scanning my body. And that must be how your pacification works, is you're monitoring them directly through their brainstem. That is correct. That is very perceptive of you. What? Yeah. Well, thanks. So here's the thing. I actually am hoping that you will... I'm willing to do this. Part of why I'm here is I would like to confer with you about something that's actually attached to me, and given that you are sapient that looks to the future, I'm wondering if this data points about what is connected to me would interest you. I think it would, and I'm willing to give you the knowledge and hope you share it with me as a sign of good faith. This is acceptable. They get out and, they're greeted at the door by some people. They ask how many people are on the ship. It's just the two of them. Evelyn seems in no way wanting to leave. So the two of them go and are fitted with collars. They notice that there are android bodies regularly along the wall, and they appear to be armed. It's kind of freakish. The amount of robotic soldiers that seem to be ready and at just right there. Just an army stationed all over this station. And because no one wants to hear that robot voice for the next bit, here's an info dump. Janya is explained to that the Guild of Hunters of Bounties, GoHob, he explains that GoHob suggests bounties to clients after pushing them into actions, basically by proxy. The AI believes that Blade was becoming too powerful too quickly, and thus Janya actually had been told to suggest this manner of action to Quinn. This is shocking to Janya, as he doesn't
he doesn't see himself as a killer for hire. The AI Augur actually knows much of this directly because of their contact with Gohab. They are actually a weapon supplier for them. So now I'm going to have Janya roll a sojourn move because there's been some damage to the ship and whatnot. Let's see if I can get it repaired. It's going to be plus heart, but I do have a connection with this person, so that's going to be plus 2 instead of just plus 1. And I rolled a 1 and a pair of 8s. So that means something catastrophic. Oh, I think that's it. Janya asks if he could get some repairs, and the AI basically stops him and goes, "Before we give you any resources, we must know the answer to this question. Do you still plan on eliminating the threat that Blade possesses? We understand that you have no memory of it, but you did make an iron vow to destroy this person and remove the threat. Will you?" How much time do I have to think about that? None. They are in communication with this station right now. And that is too perfect of a place not to stop there. Although, while playing, I did keep going for a while. But, too bad.
To learn what happens, keep listening. This show is brought to you ad-free by privilege. No ads, no Patreon, just a cishet white man with disposable income and time. It is performed, edited, and all that good stuff by Redstone Archender. The story is powered by the game Ironsworn, Starforged by Shawn Tomkin. Outro by Glitter Snitchel, channeling the spirits. This has been a Sofa King Cool production.
Additional music also comes from freepd.com.